course, here is a detailed description of how the Bamileke people of the western region of Cameroon celebrate death, which is known not as a mournful end, but as a magnificent transition and a final rite of passage. The Great Departure, celebrating death in Bamileke culture. For the Bamileke people, one of the largest and most prominent ethnic groups in Cameroon's West region, death is not a silent, private event. It is a very public, elaborate, and often costly celebration of life, a final farewell that secures the deceased's place among the ancestors. This celebration, known as mortuary rites, or more commonly, by the French term funérailles, is arguably the most significant cultural event in a person's life, even more so than a wedding. The philosophy is simple. A life well lived deserves a glorious send-off. A poorly attended or cheap funeral brings great shame to the family, while a grand, successful one brings immense prestige to both the departed and the entire lineage. The process is not a single event, but a series of rituals that can span months or even years, divided into two main phases. Phase 1, the immediate rituals and the waiting period. 1. Announcement and home bringing. The moment a person dies, the news is spread far and wide through phone calls and messengers. If the person died away from their ancestral village, a common occurrence, the body is repatriated. The family begins immediate preparations, often contributing money to a common fund. 2. Vigil and mourning la veille. The body is laid in state, usually at the family compound. For several nights, friends, family, and community members gather for a vigil. This is a mix of solemn mourning, storytelling, singing traditional dirges, and sharing food and drink. The immediate family wears symbolic colors of mourning, often red, black, and blue for men, and white or black for women, sometimes with patterns scratched into the skin or painted on the face. 3. Burial. The actual burial is often a more somber, Christian-influenced ceremony, as most Bamileke are Christian, held in a cemetery. However, traditional elements are always present. This event marks the end of the first, more private phase of mourning. But this is not the end. The true celebration comes later. Phase 2, the grand celebration les funérailles, or cry die. This is the main event, typically held weeks, months, or even a year after the burial. This delay allows the family to raise the substantial funds needed and for relatives abroad to save and travel home. The funeral is a multi-day spectacle, a festival of remembrance. In conclusion, a Bamileke funeral is a vibrant, complex, and essential cultural institution. It is a powerful testament to a worldview where the dead remain connected to the living, where community is paramount, and where a person's worth is celebrated with a final, magnificent, and unforgettable party.